Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Black Friday, Cyber Monday session here. I just noticed that I have a camera out. I'll be back with all of you in just 1 second. Okay, so it looks like I have a issue going on with this camera, so we're not going to worry about it. I have my virtual keyboard here if need be. But anyway, I'm going to be switching over to this view anyway because I'm here really just to be answering your questions, not only about the Cyber Monday and Black Friday specials that we are running that end today at 1 p.m., so that's 2 hours from now, those sales will be ending. And you can find all of those sales if you're interested at blackfridaypiano.com. A lot of students are always wondering, like, when is the best time to order, your material? Well, now is the time. You will not find better prices than today, all right? It ends today. And I will also answer any music questions that you might have. Music theory, direction, what you should be practicing, that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I have some stuff that I'm going to go through right now. I encourage you to write in your questions. I'm going to talk for about 10, 12 minutes and just kind of explain some stuff to you real quickly, and I'm going to answer questions. If there's no questions, then we end early. If there's questions, then I will stay on for as long as there are questions. All right, so let's first of all start with everything is being recorded, so if you want to come back to this, you can always come back to this later. Now, first of all, why do I have so many sites? Well, that's because I have many different students at many different levels, right? So some students are absolute beginners, some students are professionals, and literally I have students that are professionally gigging and on the road sometimes, and they take my lessons as well to supplement their learning and to learn new stuff. So one site does not fit everybody. All right, so that's why I've created different sites, and I've also created different price points too, because some students don't need a whole bunch of lessons, they just want a little bit to get started, they don't want to break the bank, so I have these different sites to make it a little bit easier for you to be able to really kind of tailor the lessons, based on what it is that you're looking for. So let's go through these sites. The first one is Jazz Piano Daily. And again, these sales that are on this page here are ending in 2 hours, all right? So at 1 o'clock today, all of those sales will end. So if you're interested in getting them, please don't delay, because after 1 o'clock, unless you've written in with a question and you're in the ticket system, that's the only way that you'll be able to get the sale link. So you can see everything here. I've been through this a lot before if you've seen it before, but let me just briefly tell you, Jazz Piano Daily is great for beginners and for advanced players as well. I'd say you should have probably at least about 6 months of training underneath your belt. Bite-sized lessons. Can't beat the price point, $7.49 per month, or you could buy a lifetime membership to it. After the 365 lessons are added to the site, there really will not be any more content. I might add maybe another hour's worth of content to the site with a couple of little bonus things. But really, it's going to be the 365 lessons, and that's going to be it. Now, the thing is, this material is only found at Jazz Piano Daily. All right, so it's not found on any of my other sites. And the other thing to note as well is that this site does not come with any coaching. It's basically you get in, you get full access, you can go anywhere on the site that you want. It's all divided up into different lesson groups, and you just go ahead and freely watch the lessons as much as you want to. All of the resources are there. You can download all the resources. All of that stuff is yours to keep. You can't download the videos. You stream the videos, but all the resources and sheet music you can download, and it's yours to keep. All right, the next one is Jazz Piano Lessons. Jazz Piano Lessons is different material than Jazz Piano Daily. They're not the same material. However, the Jazz Piano Lessons material is found at JAZZEDGE. So why would you get Jazz Piano Lessons? Because it's a different site, and it's a different site architecture, and it's very, very structured. 3 levels, 1, 2, 3. Go through and literally just follow the program. So if you're looking for a step-by-step program to learn not just jazz piano, but other styles as well, then Jazz Piano Lessons is definitely the way to go. You'll end up learning 8 songs from my Standards by the Dozen course. You'll end up getting the first 25 lessons of my Confident Improviser. You also get the first 8 courses, 8 lessons part of the Piano Accompaniment Essentials course. You also get full access to Chord Essentials, full access to Piano Essentials as well, so you get down all your theory, all of your technique, learn all of your chords, learn different styles. So it's a real nice site if you really just want that step-by-step approach. There's also an add-on. If you are a JAZZEDGE member, you can add on Jazz Piano Lessons for a small one-time fee. Like it says here, you can lock in for $9.95 a month. After the sale is over today, it's going to be going to $19.95 per month. Homeschool Piano is perfect for absolute beginners. All right, so if you've never played the piano before, I would suggest taking a look at Homeschool Piano. Very structured course as well, 3 levels. Go right through, just follow the course, teaches you how to read music, teaches you improvisation, trains your ear, you learn about rhythm, you'll end up playing a bunch of cool, fun tunes, and then also learning how to create your own stuff as well. So you get the best of all worlds. You learn how to read music, you learn music theory, you also learn improvisation and composition as well, right? You can lock in a solo plan for $119.40 per year. That's recurring billing. And then after that, it's going to go to $150 a year if you don't get in before the sale is done. Let me just briefly explain as well. All of the memberships are, like unless you get the 2-year JAZZEDGE membership, but all of the memberships are recurring memberships. So just be sure. I mean, it's very clear right there when you sign up. It says per year, right? But just make sure that you understand that you are paying each month or you are paying each year. All right. You can cancel your membership at any time. Super simple. You just get right into your login dashboard, and then there's a manage membership button there. You can just go ahead and you can cancel your membership. And of course, if you ever need help, in the bottom right-hand side of, I guess over here, right, in the bottom right-hand side of the page, you can always find the help button. And if you click on that help button, not only can you get some other resources and articles to help, but you can also click on contact us. That goes right to me, goes right to Jamie. So we will both see those that ticket, and then we can help you. So there's always, a way to reach us. That's how you reach us, though. Like, click on that help button at the bottom of the site. And then finally, my JAZZEDGE program. This is my main program. It has a huge library, 850 plus hours of content. All new content is going onto JAZZEDGE. So Homeschool Piano, Jazz Piano Lessons, and Jazz Piano Daily are not getting new content. Let me just, there's a little gotcha there. Jazz Piano Daily right now is still getting content until we get to the 365 lessons. But once we hit 365 lessons, there will be no new content to speak of really added to Jazz Piano Daily. So if you're looking for new stuff all of the time, well, then JAZZEDGE is the place for that. It's great for beginners or advanced pro-level players, but the thing to note is that it does not have that same structured step-by-step approach, right? Because it's left a little bit more open for students to be able to kind of, forge their own path through the lessons. Now, the beauty is with Homeschool Piano and with JAZZEDGE, so both Homeschool Piano and JAZZEDGE, both of these programs come with weekly coaching. So you can get in, ask your questions, share your playing, get feedback, get practice feedback. Just did a coaching session yesterday, 1 o'clock. One of my students, she was asking about practice routine, spent like 12 minutes explaining a practice routine, and other students I know were appreciative of that as well, because just trying to help them, understand, how do you practice? And, that was me online helping her. So, you can get right to a live teacher with JAZZEDGE and Homeschool Piano every single week. You end up learning a bunch of different styles. You can see all the styles there. There's a lot of great specials, again, going on for jazz piano lessons, or I'm sorry, for JAZZEDGE. Just go back to the blackfridaypiano.com. Again, that website is blackfridaypiano.com. And all of the sales are ending in less than 2 hours now. So if you go back to Black Friday Piano, you can see all of those specials. Do your programs work on tablets and phones? Yes, absolutely, they do. But if you have an older tablet or an older phone, well, you might not be getting the best experience. But I was testing it with an iPad Air yesterday, which is an older iPad, and it's running the older OS of iOS 14. And it works absolutely fine. There's no problems with it. But just understand, the older your device gets, well, you might find that it just doesn't work as well, right? And then for those of you that were interested, some people were interested in, where do I get this stuff? So if you just go to store.jazzedge.com, you can get to the t-shirts and all of that stuff. Okay, so your questions. I will leave this link up while I am answering questions. Michelle asks, hi Willie, where will the Black Friday replays and resources once the sale is closed? So all of that will be in the JAZZEDGE login dashboard. So right now, when you log into JAZZEDGE, you'll see down on the left-hand side, you see how it says webinar. You'll just click there, and all of the 3 replays are already there right now. And then those extra bonus sessions that I'm giving away, they will be in there as well. My goal is to get those bonus sessions done for this week, but it might get pushed into next week, right? There's obviously a lot of stuff going on this week, and I'm just one person doing it. So I still have like 80 support tickets that I have to go through and answer. So there's quite a bit of work. So my goal is to get it done for this Friday, but it might have to get pushed to next week, right? But all of it is going to live right in that login dashboard. Mickey, Willie, are these separate resources that Willie, are there separate resources that outline how to play Bruce Hornsby style piano? Yeah, actually, I have a Bruce Hornsby lesson right in the JAZZEDGE site. So let me load that up and I'll show you. First of all, let me see if I'm still logged in here. So, yeah, so if you get into the JAZZEDGE site, you'll see you get, there's this popular classics course, and then the way it is, and then there's also some licks as well, right? So you get some Bruce Hornsby kind of stylistic stuff right in the JAZZEDGE site. And then, by the way, well, yep, there you go. I'm not logged in, so let me go ahead and log in there so you can see that as well. So I can answer your question, Michelle. All right, so once you get into the login dashboard, you'll see the webinar, okay? So right now, you can download the 3 webinars right here, and then underneath here is going to be the bonus sessions, okay? So it's going to be like bonus 1, bonus 2, and you'll have the same links, all right? So all of this is going to stay right here in the webinar section, at least for now. How long, I don't know, but for anyone who purchased the webinar, I will make sure that I, obviously let you know, before I take that page down, okay? Jesse, loving the jazz piano course, perfect for me right now. Just the lessons on how to avoid injury were worth the price of admission. Oh, thank you, Jesse. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, paying attention and technique lesson is part of jazzpianolessons.com, and I got to tell you, it really is. If you go through those lessons, there's really a lot of good material there, and that's material that's not like book material. This isn't like, well, a teacher told me and I'm telling you. No, this is real world material of me in my own life learning these techniques and how to avoid injury. So if you're really looking to get down your piano technique, Jazz Piano Lessons, there's a lot of great technique stuff in there. Remember, too, that in my lessons, it's not just like I'm not just teaching you songs, all right? So I teach you. So if you're the type of person where it's like, I don't want you to talk, just show me stuff, I'm not your guy. Please go someplace else, right? And the other thing to note as well is this on here in JAZZEDGE. This is for the serious learner, right? So if you get easily distracted or frustrated, if you can't get something right away, right, or like you don't get like a reply to your email within 30 seconds, okay, please, it's not the site for you, right? I am very responsive. I am on. I am emailing back students quickly. You got to understand, though, during this time of year, it's literally just 2 of us. So it's there's a little bit of a slowdown this time of year because I have so many people writing in, which is great, and I'm appreciative of that, but I just need you to be a little bit patient, right? Same thing as well in the lessons. Those lessons, you get access to a lot of stuff. So if you're easily sidetracked, I always get people that will cancel and be like, it was too confusing, or, or they'll say not enough time. That's the thing. If you are thinking like, I'll get to it eventually, no, please, JAZZEDGE is not for you, right? If you think later means never, right? So if you're ready, if you're the type of player with you're like looking at the keyboard or the piano and you're saying, you know what, I've been doing this for a while, I should be further ahead, I want to really dig in and really actually in the new year get further ahead in my playing, JAZZEDGE is for you, right? If you're just kind of like, nah, well, whatever, maybe I'll practice, maybe I won't, no. JAZZEDGE is not for you. You're going to get upset about it because you're going to be paying a monthly or yearly fee, and then you're going to be upset that you're not going to be progressing more, right? It takes effort, right? And if you're not willing to put in that effort, then I would suggest take a look at my free stuff on YouTube and maybe come back to me at a later time when you're ready to really kind of dive into your piano playing, right? Notice, though, it doesn't say serious player. You don't have to be a professional, right? All I'm looking for is somebody that's looking to invest into their own playing, right? If you're willing to do some work and do some practice, then JAZZEDGE and my other sites would be great for you, right? If you're not willing to practice, well, then there's not much I'm going to be able to do for you. And as far as practice goes, how much practice? We're talking 4-5 days a week, 20 to 30 minutes per practice session. Right? But there's going to be some weeks where you might not be able to practice at all, and that's okay. I detail out in my sites other ways in which you could practice away from the piano, right? You can always come to coaching as well. I'll give you some advice on some things that you can do away from the piano there as well, all right? All right, so daddy's girl. All right, so newbie here as of Monday. Is there a place on the site where I can learn to form rootless chords? It's a totally new concept for me. Yes, there are actually many places on the site. Now, it depends on which site you're on, but if you're on the JAZZEDGE site, let me just do this. Bear with me for a second while I load this up. Whoops. All right, so first of all, you can see there's just a ton of rootless chord lessons. I mean, it's 3 pages here, right? So you get just a lot. All right, so now, right now, you can see that these are chapters, okay? And then this is lessons. You can see view lessons. So you might want to start with something like this, simplified rootless jazz chords, okay? Guide tones and rootless chords, right? So there's many different places that you could start with this. You could also find the rootless chords right in the Confident Improviser and Standards by the Dozen, right? So you could see in this exercise we focus on the 3, 5, 7, and 2, 2, 5. right? And then focus on rootless chord voicings over this progression in 4 keys, right? So you can see there's some of these TCI exercises also have rootless chords. I would probably start with this one first, rootless chords exposed, right? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it easy for you. I'm going to copy this link. I'm going to throw it right into the chat there. Okay, so I would start with that one, the rootless chords exposed. That one would probably be a good one to get you into it and understanding it. But then I would then quickly go into the standards by the dozen. Right, and again, if you just go right into your dashboard here. So as a JAZZEDGE member, you have access to all of JAZZEDGE core, right? And then you go right into standards by the dozen. You could go through any of these lessons and then work through the rootless chords there. Every one of these lessons, like take a look at Autumn Leaves, they all, standards by the dozen follows a very specific structure. You start with the, you do the lead sheet, then we do shells, then we do a bass line, right? Then we do rootless chords, two-handed comping, and then finally we work on improvisation. So those 6 sections are part of each one of the standards by the dozen lessons. So this is great because then if you go to that lesson I just suggested on rootless chords, you're like, okay, I got a handle or an idea of how rootless chords work. Okay, so now you can start to put that into practice on each of these standards by the dozen lessons. Right? You go through each of those standards working through rootless chords. We also do New York State of Mind, which is not a jazz standard, but a rock standard, and we still have a rootless chords on that lesson as well. And I explain how in a rock pop vein, those chords change a little bit. Okay? So great question. April asked, 2-year membership, 2-year member, love my JAZZEDGE membership because of how comprehensive the material is. Just need to launch into next level, whether it's a live lesson or a group thing. Yeah, and then you get you're welcome there, Daddy's girl. Sounds weird for me saying that. I apologize, but that is your screen name. So, yeah, April, thank you so much. Thanks for being a member and signing up. Remember this: the first thing to remember about being a member of my sites is that I am here for you. Okay, I have one job to do, and my one job is to help you succeed at the piano. So, as I tell my kids, communication is everything. Right? So if you don't communicate with me, you don't write in when you're frustrated, well, then there's obviously nothing I can do. Right? So I try to explain and encourage everyone, if you're feeling stuck, you're feeling frustrated, write in. Right? That's what I'm here for. So, and then as I was telling you before, you just click right on down here, help, right? You'll see some suggested articles. You could do a search for help as well. Like if you did a search for practice, nothing is going to come up, right? I don't think anything is going to come up. Okay, so which site is right for me? Right, so then you click back and you're like, okay, I need some help here. Let me contact and then write in, and and if there's an issue, you can take a screenshot or upload files or whatnot. So it's a very robust way of being able to contact us. Now, if you write in with a bunch of musical technical questions, I will tell you that that's best saved for coaching. And the reason is, like anytime, like if I need a piano in front of me to explain something, then I'm going to do that in coaching. I don't like to write out questions via email like that. For instance, Willie, I'm trying to understand 5/7 of 2 chords. For me to say, okay, well, if you have a 5/7 of 2 in the key of C, that's like going to an A7 to a D minor, and those notes are A, C sharp, right? It just gets very confusing. Whereas when you could actually see it and see me demonstrate it and hear it, that's a lot easier. But the point is, we're here for you, either in email form or in live coaching. Some students get upset. Why can't I just call you? I always get, students that are like, why can't I just call you? Well, I'm going to be quite honest with you, right? I like to be honest and shoot from the hip. We used to do the calling, but honestly, we would get a lot of students that call up and all they want to do is chat, right? And we are just not staffed for that anymore. I just don't have the staff to have students just calling in and chatting and saying, hey, what's going on? That's one reason. The other reason is that when you write in everything is tied to your email. So then we can look up your account. We have a record of all the tickets. So everything is right there as part of your account, right? It makes it a lot easier for us to actually be able to see bird's eye view to be able to help you. Whereas if you call and you're trying to spell your email address, we can't find you, we have to call you back, we leave a mess, it just gets to be, it's just too much, right? So we made a decision actually years ago, it's going on like I think 3 or 4 years, to stop phone support. That doesn't mean that we're not here to support you. Again, this help button is at the bottom of every single one of my sites. Okay, and I do read all of these emails that come in, right? I see them all. So that's one way to get in touch with us. The other way is through live coaching. I will also be rebooting my Ask Willie Live, like this kind of format, like in which I'm doing it live on YouTube. It will probably be once a month that you'll be able to join me for that as well. So that is also another option for you. Mickey, thanks for the Hornsby information. I had not searched. Very cool. Tremendous value here. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right. So does anyone else have any other questions? I don't see any other questions left. So I will give you just another couple of seconds to put in a question. If you have a question and it's a long question, just say, I have a question, ... and I'll wait for you before getting off the session. For those of you who have not ordered and are not part of JAZZEDGE or my sites, if you go back to Black Friday Piano, that's where to get all of the specials, right? So let me just show you what that looks like as well. Let's see. So when you go here, you can see that we have a 2-year membership special. Well, and now, right now, there are only 2 slots left, right? So that's it. So there are 2 out of 50 bonuses left for this 2 years access. And this gives you 10 free download credits, which is really kind of cool if you'd like to be able to download and keep some of those lessons. There's a bunch of FAQs here that you could read through, right? You could go to this, which site is right for me. Please understand this timer right here, as soon as the timer hits 0, the page will go to a sale over page, and then that will be it for our Black Friday sale for this year. So if you're interested, you can go here, you can take a look at these videos, the inside look videos, and then this will be it, all right? So if you're interested in any of that stuff, now is the time to take a look at that. April, okay, so live coaching sounds like the right thing as I want feedback on my improv progress. Yes, and then let me show you exactly where you go for that. So when you go up to the live training menu, you go to Coaching with Willie, and you could register for feedback, join the session, or watch replays. So if I click register for feedback, okay, this is going to log me in over in the Coaching with Willie. This is for next week. There are 10 open slots right now. I do 10 reserved slots, okay? Now, I also kind of open it up after I go through those 10. But if you want to have like a reserved slot and make sure that you get feedback, then I definitely suggest filling this out, right? I usually don't have 10 students who fill it out. So there are some students who reserve a slot, and then some students just kind of chat it in. So how I run coaching is like this. It's usually run for about an hour. Yesterday we ran for about an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and a half, right? But I usually try to keep it to about an hour. I go through all of these reserved slots first, and then I open it up and I say, okay, who has questions? And then they'll chat in, and here's a link to my video, or here's my question. They might unmute. It's all done via Zoom, so it's real nice. We can see each other, and it's a very nice interactive environment. So then you have your 10 open slots, and then you could say, okay, do you want to perform live? Okay, yes, or no. I want to submit a video. You put in the name of the song. You put in the link to the video. Right? Will you be attending the coaching session? Yes or no? Now, this is great because if you can't attend, you could still submit a video, and you could still also put in your question down here, excuse me, so that I can give you feedback. So you can put in, excuse me, I got like something stuck in my throat. So you can still submit a video and submit your question and get feedback, And this way I know you're not on the call, because typically what I'll do is I'll give feedback and I'll be like, okay, well, April, do you have any other questions? You know, do you have any questions? You understand? And then it's like, this way I know you're not going to be on the call, so I'm not going to bother to ask that question, right? So it's a great way of being able to get that feedback on a weekly basis, right? So anyway, all of that is right there in the JAZZEDGE site for JAZZEDGE members. All right, so anyway, that's it. So thank you all very much for joining me. So again, like I said, if you're interested in joining me as part of the site, go back to blackfridaypiano.com. We are now 90 minutes out before the sale is over. And again, like I said, once the sale's done, it is done, all right? So anyway, thank you all very much. I appreciate your patience. I know I've sent out a lot of emails to all of you who have been joining me this week. Those emails are going to start to subside now. And I know I've been on live a lot. Hopefully you found some value in that. I appreciate you joining me, and I appreciate all of you supporting the site and supporting what it is that we do, all right? So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so take care, everybody. I'll see you in the site, and I'll talk to you soon.